Hi everybody, it's time for math. We're continuing our work with subtraction, and today we'll be focusing on two different strategies. So we'll practice the first one, and then if you're up for a challenge, you might give the second one a try. So the first one is to use your fingers. Okay, so let's do a problem together where we all use our fingers. So I'm going to say, let's do 8 minus 3. Okay, so it looks like this, 8 minus 3. So the first step in using your fingers is to take the big number or the whole and go ahead and put that many fingers up. So in this problem, which number is the biggest number? Which is our whole? Yeah, it's 8. So you're going to put up 8 fingers. There's different ways to show 8, so you'll have to think about how you want to do it. So go ahead and put up 8 fingers, and then I'll show you 2 different ways that I can think of that I would easily make 8. Okay, I would do 4 and 4, because 4 and 4 make 8. Or I would do 5 and 3, because 5 and 3 make 8. Okay, so let's go with 4 and 4. Okay, so here's my 8 fingers. The next step is to take away 3. So what do you think we would then do with our fingers if we're taking away 3? How could I show that on my fingers? 8 take away 3. See if you can show take away on your fingers. Yeah. Right, we'll put down 3 of our fingers. Sometimes it's hard to figure out how to do that with your fingers. So if my fingers look funny, that's why. You might experience that when you do this. So I'm going to put down 3 fingers. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is how many fingers I have left. So now I need to count these fingers. You can tap them to a table, tap them to your chin, tap them, or just wiggle them. I'm going to wiggle them to show you right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I counted that I had 5 fingers left showing, and that would be my answer. That's the difference. 8 minus 3 equals 5. Okay, let me give you one to try on your own. Let's do 7 minus 4. Okay, go ahead and try that one. 7 minus 4. When you come up with an answer, just keep it in your head, okay? Or you can say it out loud, I guess, because we're not there to hear each other. So you can go ahead and say the answer, but remember it, okay? Okay, so put up 7 fingers. Okay, this is how I'm showing my 7 fingers. Take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this what yours look like? Something similar to this? And count to see how many you have left. 1, 2, 3. So 7 take away 4 equals 3. 7 take away 4 equals 3. Okay, so that is the first strategy. Use your fingers. Okay, so you might have a paper that looks like this, something that looks similar to this. There's a couple different papers you might have today. If you have this one, I want you to practice using your fingers. Or the next strategy that we learn if you're up for a challenge. So let's look at the next one. Okay? The next strategy is counting back. So counting backwards. Okay? It's going to involve putting some numbers in your head and being able to count backwards. So first, let's just practice counting backwards. Let's start at 10 and count backwards all the way to 0. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, you did it. Let's try something trickier. You might want to use your 200 chart or even your 100 chart for this one. Okay? We're going to count backwards from 20. Let's see if we can do that. I'm going to point. Okay, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there'd be 0. Okay, if that's something that feels challenging for you, that might be a skill that you want to practice. You can practice counting backwards whenever you want. Maybe driving in the car, when you're taking a bath, when you're just hanging out and playing with your blocks and putting them away, you can count backwards. Okay, so counting back. Let's do the same equation that we did before. We'll do the 8 minus 3. Okay, so let's start with 8 minus 3. So the way counting back works is that the first thing you need to do is put the big number, the first number here, in your head and just leave it there and remember it, okay? So I'm putting 8 in my head. 8. I need to put up 3 fingers, okay? So I'm going to put up, I'll write it up here so we can see it. Okay, so I'm going to put up 3 fingers and I have 8 in my head. Now this is where I have to count backwards, okay? 8, and then each of these fingers is a number counting backwards. 8. 8 is telling us where to start. These tell us the next numbers. 8, 7, 6, 5. The last number you count is your answer or your difference. Okay, let's try that one again. 8 goes in your head. 8. Put up 3 fingers. 8, 7, 6, 5. 5 was the last number we counted, so I'm going to put it right there. Okay. Now let's try the other one that we tried before. We did 7 minus 4. Okay, so what number goes in your head? 8, 7. How many fingers do you put up? Okay, let's give it a try. Put 7 in your head. 7. And we count backwards, starting with this finger. Okay, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. The number we end on is our answer, so 3. Now I'm going to show you something not to do, okay? So don't put 7 in your head, and then when you have your 4 fingers, we're all set up. Don't start with your first finger as 7. 7 is what's in your head. One of your fingers isn't going to be 7, okay? These are going to be the numbers that we count backwards. So 7 and then 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so don't use this number. This number doesn't get to be one of the fingers. That number just hangs out in your head. Okay, and start counting backwards with your fingers. Okay, so you might have something. So if you want to, you can do this with just use your fingers. Okay, or you can do counting back with this. Now, if you have a problem that starts out with more than 10, the whole is bigger than 10, can I use my fingers? Do I have more than 10 fingers? No. So if this whole is bigger than 10, you can't use your fingers and you have to pick a different strategy. This paper has numbers 10 or less, so you can use your fingers if you want, or you can try counting back for some. If you have this paper, okay, if you have one of these papers, I want you to do, this is counting back. These numbers are bigger than 10. So for this one, it gives you the number that you're going to start counting backwards with. And then here, if you can put up your fingers if you want to, or they have pictures to help you count backwards, okay? If you need to get out your hundreds chart to help you, you can. Here's 16. And then to count backwards from 16, I'm going to 16, 15, 14. So I'm counting backwards just those 2 and touch each one as you count. Okay? So today you're practicing either use your fingers or count backwards. Okay? And so you should have those math worksheets to practice with. Okay, give it a try. If counting back is just feeling really hard, you can use your 100s chart to help you count backwards if you need to see what numbers are right before, how to count backwards. Or if that just feels way too hard and it's just not something that's working out for you, go ahead and use one of these strategies, like use counters or use a picture, okay? So you have lots of tools that you can use. Or if you have one like this that doesn't have, if it's not a problem with numbers that are bigger than 10, use your fingers. Okay? Okay, give it a go. See how you do. I know that you can do it. Have fun.